Hello, this is Jill Batista of Essential Healing Works, and welcome to Awaken Your Potential podcast, episode 5. Today's topic is going to be one of my favorites. We're going to talk about holistic health. What does it mean? And how can you promote optimal health and wellness in all areas of your life? What stands in the way of you having a healthy body, mind, and spirit? And applicable tools to help you to optimize your health in the best and highest of ways for what is good for you. So, the World Health Organization's definition of health is the state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. I find this definition to be interesting because it was very different from any other definitions that I looked up. And if you know me well enough, you'll know that the World Health Organization, I lovingly refer to it as the World Holocaust Organization because I don't think that they ever have our health or wellness at heart. I do believe it is an organization that is unfortunately very corrupt and provides a lot of information that is very confusing and fear based to the public. So, with that being said, I will not hold back. So, holistic, when I say I'm a holistic wellness practitioner, what I mean by holistic is it's body, mind, and spirit. It is body, mind, and soul. It is body, mind, and energetic field. There are always multi dimensions to us as human beings. And when it comes to having optimal health, sometimes there are things that get in the way. There are things like what we eat, what we drink, the air that we breathe. It can come down to what cleaners are we having in our homes? How are we washing our clothes? There's so many extrinsic factors, things that are outside of us. And then there are the intrinsic factors. How are we thinking? How are we feeling? How are we moving on a day-to-day basis? Things like that. So there's lots of components that comprise our holistic health. And one of the things that I talk about often with clients that come in for body work, whether it be aches, pains, post-surgery, old injuries, stress, tension in the body, I see all of this in my massage practice. And oftentimes we start to look at the root cause of these reasons why they came in for a massage to begin with. And so I will begin with a discussion on how your thoughts can affect your energy, your emotions, and eventually your physical health if left unchecked. Thoughts repeated enough create beliefs. And whether they are beneficial beliefs or limiting beliefs, that's for us to say. Those beliefs eventually become our attitude, and our attitude informs our choices. So when I talk about dis-ease is the state of not being at ease within your body, mind, or spirit. And it shows up last in the physical 3D body. So, what you think affects how you feel, not only emotionally, but also physically. So, what is the root cause behind disease? I've been told many times that most of the time it starts with inflammation, and that inflammation can be on a cellular level. And it can be beneficial inflammation. Like, for example, if you break a bone or injure yourself, ultimately that inflammation serves as a healing mechanism to provide nutrients and beneficial substances that help the body to heal. But what a lot of us are experiencing is an increase of inflammatory response. And how does that even begin? Where does it start from? I'm sure there are many medical professionals that could explain that to you. But for the sake of this podcast today, I'm going to take it a little step further, moving it beyond just the physicality and the discomfort that a lot of my clients are feeling, and talk about what we can do on the internal and the mind, body, spirit perspective when it comes to being more at ease and being less susceptible to dis-ease. So, my question is, when it comes to the root cause of ailments, aches and pains, and disease, where did it begin? Do you believe that it started with the injury or the ailment, or do you believe that it could possibly start with a thought or a feeling? So the question would be, if it began with a thought, do you believe that you are predisposed to illness? Is this illness genetic? Is it a seasonal sickness? Is it something that you witnessed in your family of origin? Do you believe that you deserve to be healthy? Do you believe that you are immune to viruses and other illness? Is it possible for your body to heal itself? I believe that you can use your mind to heal your body, that you can use the power of your subconscious mind to reduce pain, discomfort, and even support your immune system to be operating at its highest function. Since most disease begins with inflammation on that cellular level, our thoughts can give our cells information. In fact, they are waiting for instruction and listening all the time. What do you want to tell your cells? How do you want to feel? And what do you want to believe is possible for you? These are some of the questions that I ask. And I help clients to connect the dots between how they're feeling and how this is affecting their overall physical health. Your issues can now reside in your tissues if left unchecked. As a medical intuitive, I also help clients to get to that root cause of the disease that is showing up for them and how to heal old, outdated beliefs that are limiting and not serving them any longer. We transform them using visualization and brain training tools to help optimize their wellness. So, if someone were to come in with an ache or pain that had been plaguing them for quite some time, the discussion will begin with, where is the ache or pain? How long have you had it? And is this something that was caused as an injury, or did it just kind of come on all by itself? Many times they've gone to surgery, they've seen medical professionals, and the problem still persists. Those are my favorite puzzles to solve because oftentimes there is a negative belief system and negative thought pattern that is reoccurring enough times that it's become a belief and now it has become manifested into this physical ailment. For example, I have a client and friend that has been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. And this autoimmune disease tends to flare up when she is overstressed, overworked, and not really taking very good care of herself. And so one day I was asking her how she was feeling, and she was in the middle of what she calls an autoimmune flare moment. And I asked her, I said, so what does this flare represent to you? And of course, she gives me the laundry list of symptoms that happen to occur when this autoimmune disease is in full effect. And I asked her, okay, now that you've listed all of these symptoms, what benefit are you receiving from having these symptoms occur. And right away, she responded with a very insightful answer. She said that her autoimmune disease is there to serve as a reminder that she's overdoing it and needs to take a step back and provide more self care, more downtime, more relaxation time. And without it, she would run herself into the ground and probably end up in the hospital. I asked her, "Are you certain that this is what's necessary for you to truly begin to take care of yourself and take more responsibility for keeping your life work balance in check?" And she said, "Yeah, perhaps, but I just don't know how to do that." And so my response is, with the more self care, the more self compassion, the daily activities that we can do to provide optimal wellness for ourselves, the less likely we will need those harsh reminders that we're out of balance. And so my guess is, once she begins to truly employ these daily self care practices on a consistent, regular basis, she will begin to have more inner communication, recognizing when she needs to take a break, recognizing when her balance has gotten a little off track, so that she can course correct without having the reminder of the autoimmune flare up in order for her to provide that more balanced, harmonious lifestyle. So we'll see how that goes. Adopting new habits, new daily practices, even as beneficial as self care, can take time, can take effort, and with repeated attempts, can become just your way of being. But it takes time. It takes intentional desire to want to shift and want to change and want to adopt these new behaviors. As I spoke about in my last episode regarding habits, creating a new habit sometimes comes with a lot of resistance, procrastination, and sometimes self sabotage. The reason why it's hard to even do simple things like balance your life a little bit better, manage your thoughts, and provide yourself more self care is that it's unknown and it's unfamiliar. You haven't been doing it already. And so the brain is going to give you all kinds of resistance, all kinds of reasons why you don't have time to take care of yourself. And listen, if you don't have time to take care of your health, how are you going to make time to take care of an illness? So, my plea to you is to begin to really look at your day to day life and see where there would be opportunities to have more opportunities for self care, more downtime, better food, better choices when it comes to moving your body versus being sedentary, and also really diving into the negative patterns, whether it be self talk that's happening in the background of your mind, recognizing when you are telling yourself, "Oh, I always catch this cold this time of year," or, "Oh, I'm always impacted by allergies," things like that. Those are beliefs. So if you do believe in seasonal sickness, chances are you're going to prove yourself right and allow yourself to be susceptible to those seasonal illnesses as they come up. And when it comes to having an attachment to a diagnosis, that is something that we talked about in Negative Thoughts and Powerful Words. When it comes to owning that label, it's really detrimental to your health. And the fact is, the more you tell yourself, "I have blank disease," or "I have blank disorder," or "I have blank problems," the more your body is going to begin to agree with what you've said and what you think. And it's going to show up in these ways of disease and illness and sickness. So recognizing the patterns of how the illness, disease, aches or pains, how they show up for you, recognizing is there a correlation between the neck and shoulder tension and a visit from your mother in law, or a low back issue around that time of the month when you have to pay your bills? Or is this something that is a secondary benefit to you? My dog in the background is always helping. Lay down, buddy. There you go. Lay down. So, when it comes to recognizing, he wants to be on camera today. This is Zero, my little wonder dog, my little healer dog. When it comes to recognizing these negative thought forms that kind of set us up to be predisposed to these illnesses and dis-ease in the body, just by taking note, when you start to feel run down, stop, take out a sheet of paper, and start to write down some of the things that have happened in the past 24 to 48 hours. It could be, I had a very upsetting phone call with my mom. I had a very upsetting phone call at work. Something tragic happened in my family. Something happened on the news that upset me. Those moments where you are hit with extreme emotional upset can weaken your immune system in a snap. And in that weakened state, if you have been low when it comes to your immune system, low in your energy, and low in your thoughts, you're really setting yourself up for that domino effect for your body to just shut down and allow that disease, illness, or unwell feeling to take over. I had a client that had a migraine that she'd had for years, and she came in to receive a massage. And unfortunately, she was not a candidate for massage at that time. However, when I began to discuss with her when the migraine first started, very young in life, two, how often does it come on? Pretty chronic most of the time. And three, what has she done about it in the past? And she's gone as far as having surgery to burn the nerves in the neck so that the pain of the migraine is not felt any longer. Here's the problem. The surgery failed. The pain was still there. And it was so excruciating that it was really debilitating and keeping her from enjoying her day-to-day life, zapping her life force energy, keeping her stuck in this repetitive pattern of being in pain. So upon further investigation into her situation, we did a healing session around that. And it turned out that it was really tied to old beliefs, patterns, and trauma from earlier years. And once we were able to unravel that, find that root cause, and really transform that into a positive thought or download a positive feeling, her whole day changed. The migraine went away. She went home. She felt amazing. She felt energized, and she cleaned her house and did things that she had been putting off for a very long time because of the lack of energy and lack of life force energy and motivation that kept her stuck and dissatisfied with the way that her home looked and the way that her overall life was turning out. So recognizing these things can be very beneficial and help you to support your body to heal itself, getting out of the way and allowing for something new to happen for you. And it can happen with grace and ease if you have the right tools in your tool belt. One of the things that we'll be talking about in a future episode, I'll be having a lifestyle uh, nutrition expert on, and she will be talking about the correlation between what we eat and our overall health and wellness. And it's a very exciting topic. I can't wait to have her on. Her name is Tara Momont. And, I've been working with other practitioners like her in the past and have made some dietary changes of my own as a result. And what I have to say about that is when we fuel our bodies properly, and it's different for everyone. I don't recommend necessarily across the board everybody eat a specific way. However, when we get the main diets that are out there and we kind of line them up against each other, there's a few things that they have in common. If they are truly designed to help you with your health versus just weight loss, they're going to be eliminating things like sugar, processed foods, unhealthy grains or legumes, unnecessary fats and oils, salt. They're going to eliminate anything artificial. And what you're left with is things like healthy whole grains, vegetables, fruit, healthy seeds and nuts. And if you're a meat eater, pasture raised or grass fed organic meats. And so when you clear all the unnecessary garbage out of your diet and make healthy choices, right then and there, you're going to notice a major positive impact in your health, your overall well being, and possibly the number on that scale as well. I'm really excited to talk with Tara about that next episode. So, when it comes to medical intuitive sessions, this is something that I really enjoy doing with people. I love talking about the root cause, the issues in the tissues, and the more mysterious the diagnosis, the more challenging the physical ailment. I really like to dive in and ask the deeper questions so that we can get to the root cause of why they're having this illness. Now, I want to tell you from a very compassionate place, I don't believe that you are to blame. So you're not creating these situations for yourself intentionally. You do not intend to feel terrible. You don't intend to be in pain. And you certainly didn't set out to have a debilitating disease or illness. So I want to make that really clear. This isn't about blaming ourselves. Even dealing with something as horrific as a cancer diagnosis, there are still ways of helping to support your body to alleviate symptoms, to help provide more energy by thinking positively, by recognizing the root causes and beliefs around the diagnosis and disease, and help to talk to the cells that are waiting for instruction so that you can help provide a more harmonious internal environment, whether it be mentally, physically, or emotionally. So I do employ the tools of hypnosis, medical intuition, and different forms of healing work, whether they be in person or also online. So, if this is something that is of interest to you and you really have given it your all when it comes to talking to the doctors, getting different opinions, and really aren't getting any relief, I definitely want to have a conversation with you. So, if you go to my website, which I will pop up here right now, essentialhealingworks.com. You can schedule a free consultation for healing work and hypnosis. You can schedule a medical intuitive session where we do a deep dive into the issues in the tissues and help you to receive some real clarity and insight as to how to provide an optimal environment for your body to begin to heal, for you to receive relief and possibly turn your health around for the better. I'm not a doctor and I don't diagnose and I don't treat. But what I do is I help people to really recognize the issues in the tissues, how to transform their thoughts, their beliefs, their attitudes, and make adjustments to the choices that they make each and every day so that they can be optimally healthy from a holistic perspective. And that is beyond just major disease, illness, and sickness. This is lifestyle medicine. This is looking at your body, mind, and spirit as one, which it really is. Again, you can click the link in the notes below the podcast here today to receive more information or even schedule your free consultation. And I look forward to having Tara Momont on in the next episode to talk about how you can really dial in your diet, nutrition, and lifestyle to provide an optimally healthy environment so that you can be free of the ailments that plague you and be free to awaken your potential for greatness in all areas of your life. This has been Jill Batista of Essential Healing Works. Thank you so much for listening. Please share with someone that you think could benefit from this information, and subscribe so that you're on top of list when a new episode comes out or a new event is listed. And I wish you the most wonderful day. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time on Awaken Your Potential.